This guy was with French Montana like last week.
Like 2 days ago.
Then, 2 days ago.
Kodak, there was a computer in the dumpster, and I was like, I can hear Fetty Wap in, like, I know that voice. And I'm like, damn.
What was he singing? Trap Queen?
Fucking, like, yeah, baby, fucking, you know, like, 1738, like, what else is he singing?
What's going on, guys? Welcome to the Bastien Show, and today we have Frank Got the Pack.
Yes, we
What's going on, brother?
In here, I appreciate you. Thank you for having me. I'm excited.
Of course. Who was Frank Got the Pack? Tell us a little bit about yourself. Who was Frank Got the Pack before Frank had the pack?
I'm just going to break the ice. You got me.
Break it.
My name ain't, I mean, my name is Frank, but like, Frank Got the Pack is really James Frank. For those who don't know, Frank is not even my name. It's my last name, but it's really James. So it really starts with, before Frank Got the Pack, is James Frank. And James Frank loves music, eat, sleep, breathe music, top to bottom. But
all right, let's go here. So where are you from? Originally,
actually Illinois, Waukegan, Illinois.
Really?
Yeah.
Whoa. Rewind. Hold on.
Yeah.
All right. Let's go straight to your upbringing, bro, because you're the first person I met from Illinois.
Yeah.
All right, so growing up, what kind of kid were you? What kind of child were you? What kind of adolescent were you?
I was.
Were you always, before you get started, were you always an artistic person? Were you always a creative person?
Oh, yeah.
Okay. So let's start off in elementary school.
Elementary school, I was the kid. So I feel like it all really comes down to like whatever I'm gonna do. If I'm gonna do it, I'm gonna do it to be the best.
Okay.
Otherwise, I'm just not gonna do it. So it's more like elementary school was more. I didn't really know what my thing was. I mean, like most of us don't. Like, but it started with I'm just trying. Whatever gives me an adrenaline rush, whatever gets me like, you know what I'm saying. So like for a little bit, it started off with skateboarding, which I think I got into I guess it started with video games. It started off playing like Tony Hawk, the like very first Call of Duties, and that was like the first thing that really had me like, I guess, locked in, that I could sit down and kind of do for like hours.
In your flow of creativity.
Wait, say it again?
That's the first thing that got you within your flow of creativity.
Yeah, it's the first thing that I ever like. There's certain things we do we don't think about. Like, you know what I'm saying? You wake up, you brush your teeth, you wake up, you shower. You don't think that deep. It's just like, I do this. I feel like the video games were like the first thing I did, and I was like, what can I do to do this better? Like, how can I be number 1 instead of 5? Like, it was the first thing that like sparked that in me. But
okay, so your inner alpha was always speaking to you. So you always wanted to be that.
Yeah, that's a better way to put it. Yeah.
Your inner alpha was always speaking to you, and you always wanted to be that top dog. Okay, so let's go into middle school. Is it the same thing for you?
Yes, well, because video games was the first thing that I guess I kind of locked in on. And then music was always there, but in a different form. So like, if you know me music-wise, now the first thing you think is like rap. But when I first started, I was playing guitar from, I don't even remember not playing guitar. Like, every single man in my generation, as far as I can remember, on my mom's side, guitar. All the way to, it's weird because their names were also all James.
Okay.
Well, like this guy, like we were all named James, but we call him like Jimmy or whatever. But yeah, so that was always there with the, like, video games is what I loved. But I was always playing guitar, and that was just one thing that naturally just came. Like, I never took lessons, never did anything. I watched YouTube videos, but...
So you had a family full of musicians.
Yeah, but at that time, the music wasn't really speaking to me. It was more like a family event. We're all playing guitar. I'm going to pick it up. I'm the young kid that just, like, gets it, and everyone's like, okay, he's just the kid that, like, knows how to play guitar oddly well for a middle school, elementary school kid. But, yeah, and then middle school, I kind of faded more. I more started taking the guitar side serious. So, like, in elementary school, it would be, like, say, recess or whatever, and my principal played guitar. So it was, like... He'd always be like, yo, come down to my office during, like, lunch or whatever. Let's just, like, play. And I'd, like, play with my principal.
That's crazy.
That was my first sign that it was like, oh, you're better than, like, the average person. Not, like, me saying, oh, I'm the best at whatever. But, like, that was my first sign. I'm like...
You actually have something, right?
They're going down the slide, and I'm playing... You know what I'm saying? Like,
exactly, yeah.
Like, what... Like, at the time, it didn't hit that deep for me. But, like, something... Like, I noticed something. You know what I'm saying? But, yeah, middle school is when I kind of realized, oh, I kind of have something here that most people don't. And then I was kind of like, let me push down this lane. Because, like, I like playing video games, but there was no, like, career there. And, like, my whole time playing guitar, like, I always wanted to do that. I was like, this I could see myself doing as a job, but I didn't know how I was going to do it. But transferring into middle school is kind of the point of, like, all right, little kid to, like, I think I want to do music. How? I didn't figure that part out yet.
I'm just going to figure it out. Okay. Were you a shy kid? Were you an extrovert or introvert?
I mean, definitely always an extrovert, but quiet, I would say, yeah, in a different sense. Like, I walk in a room, I don't want to be in that room if I haven't addressed everybody. Like, that was one thing I noticed was different when I was in the studio with Fetty because it's like, I naturally want to be like, yo, he's in there with all, you know how, like, rappers be, like, this is Superstar, there's 30 other goons, friends, dude from the block, guy that saw us outside walking in, but I'll go in, I came for this Superstar, but, like, you're all here, and I'm not going to pretend you're all nobody, you know what I'm saying? So, like, I've always been the guy to be like, hey, what's up? And, yeah, the only thing is, if I'm not getting that same energy back, that's when I'll kind of
You'll pull back.
Yeah.
Makes sense.
So I would say in that sense, if everyone in that room isn't showing me, like, not, like, love, but, like, if I'm getting some form of, like, negative energy or just not, like, they're not taking in what I'm offering, that's when I'll kind of fall back. So, like, if the whole room ain't hearing it, I'm not talking. But if they're hearing it, I'm trying to, you know what I'm saying? I'm trying to lock in with everybody.
That's understandable. Okay, so you were in Illinois in high school as well? Or
No,
were you here?
so I was in Illinois only until 3rd grade.
Okay, and then you moved to Mass?
Yeah, so my dad had gotten a job. We always in Illinois, and then we moved here in 3rd grade. My dad got a new job, and then it was like that moment of like, damn, I gotta move, and like, all I know is these friends in Illinois, and then I come here, and I'm like, that was kind of like when everything switched from like little kid to like, all right, let me try and start to figure my life out. Because then it was like a reset. It was like, you don't even have no friends to like have your usual day-to-day stuff to do. And yeah, I moved here and then
Moved to Lawrence?
Moved to North Andover.
Okay, so you moved to North Andover, okay. And that was, you said when you were 6?
I was in 3rd grade, whatever that age
3rd
is.
grade? Okay.
You guys know, I
Like eight, 9 years old, okay.
Yeah, very young. Like, you're not, I definitely remember not being like, like I wasn't thinking nothing other than like, I don't know anybody, like, you know?
Exactly. So I moved here when I was 6 as well, so I
Wait,
understand.
where from?
Somerville. So I was born in Somerville, and then I moved here when I was 6, and I had to make a whole new friends.
Yeah, so you know the...
Yeah, I know the gist because, like, this is a predominantly Hispanic community. I'm obviously Haitian. Yeah. I'm black, but I'm Haitian American, so it was a little...
So you feel me in the sense of, like...
I feel you, bro.
That reset of, like, this is all I know, and I'm mad young, so, like, to take on a whole new life is kind of a lot when you're 8 versus right now, I'm sure me and you could both do it effortlessly now.
Exactly, of course, because we cultivated skills, so...
Yeah.
That's what comes with age and experience and things of that nature. So let's go into high school. So you went to North Andover High, I'm assuming.
Yep.
How was that experience for you?
That was honestly the most life-changing part, because that was where everything really started to happen for me. The first, like, year or two, I wasn't even thinking about college. I wasn't thinking about life. I was just, like, you hit that curve of, like, kid to, like, kind of adult where, like, people, your friends are driving cars and, like, people are starting to, like, go to do parties and stuff. So I kind of went into high school on some, like, oh, I don't give a shit, whatever. Like, I'm not worried about the homework. I'm not worried about the test. I'm just kind of, like, doing whatever. Like, I'm thinking it's cool to, like, not show up to class because that's what those kids are doing. And at the time, I care about other people's opinions.
Of course. You're a child.
Yeah, like, now I don't.
I'm
doing what I do now. But then... man, that was like the one thing that I'm like definitely not happy with how I handled it. But that was the first 2 years. So like freshman, sophomore, just nothing, not even looking at my grades. Definitely not getting above like C's. And then maybe junior year was when I started to think like, okay, these kids are talking about college. Like this guy's doing that, my friend's doing that. And I'm like, what am I doing? You know what I'm saying? And then I was like, I really like making this music. And then remember how I was mentioning in elementary school I played guitar with my principal? I had one friend, shout out Mike Sampsey. Mike Sampsey, if you're watching this, shout out to you. he was like the drum version of what I was with the guitar, where it was like, I was definitely shouldn't have been able to do the things I was doing for being 8 years old, but like he was like that with the drums. I would always go to his house after school in elementary school, whatever, jam out. We'd go to lunch, we'd play in the principal's office, and then like rock out. And that's kind of like my music boy. Like we were boys even without the music, but music we really
connected.
Yeah, that was my first time really having like a personal connection with like another person regarding music. And yeah, so I remember going to school, and at this time, like, people are starting to listen to, like, Drake and Lil Wayne, and at the time, I'm listening to, like, rock music. I'm listening to, like, AC/DC, like, Metallica, fucking Guns N' Roses, Aerosmith. What else am I... Like, stuff like that.
Okay.
Like, it's a good ballpark, but I remember going to school, and, like, I'm hearing all the rap music, and I'm, like, low-key, like, oh, man, like, I like this shit. What the hell? The bass is booming, and I'm just like, ugh, this shit's like... It's so not me, but I like it. You know what I'm saying? And playing guitar from when you're, what, 6 to, at that time, what, like 17, 16, 17? It's like 10 years. That's a lot of time to do.
10,000 hours I would definitely put in.
Out, gone, been done. You know what I'm saying? You know how the 10,000 hour shit goes. So at that point, I'm kind of like, I know what I need to know. But this guitar, rock stuff, it's not really like resonating with me.
It's not pulling you in all the way.
It was before, but it's not anymore. And it's just like, I don't know if it was because I was around it a lot, but I was really starting to love that rap shit. Like every time, I literally remember fighting with myself in my head, like, bro, don't put that guitar down. Like, your whole life is guitar. Like, what are you doing? What are you, like, you are this like little white kid. You're not gonna rap. Like, what are you gonna do? And I never had the urge to rap, but I was like, this music, like that.
It speaks to you differently.
That's the shit I like. Like, you know what I'm saying? And I'm good at this, but I like that. You know what I'm saying? And I was like, what can I do? And I just kind of left it at that. I slowly eased off of the guitar, and I kind of started incorporating more rap music listening-wise, but not, like, making it. And, yeah, I remember just fighting with myself every day for, like, the whole sophomore, junior area of high school. And then finally seeing another one of my friends, Pedro, shout out Pedro, LOP, and he was with the other kid, Mike Samsey, and they were rapping. Like, I heard some kid just be like, yo, you heard that shit Mike recorded and P? And I'm like, nah, let me hear it. But I know they both make music. I didn't know Pedro rapped or anything. He was just like another school friend. But Samsey, Mike Samsey, I was like, oh, me and him were on the same time. Like, what did he do? And I'm like, oh, he recorded it, okay. And he made the beat, okay. Well, if Mike could do it, I could do it. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not thinking career-wise. I'm just like, let me try it. You know what I'm saying? If Mike can pull out his laptop and go whip this up real quick, like, I could probably do it. He might do it better, but, like, let me just try it out.
That's usually how it happens, though, right? You see somebody you know doing something, and you're like, fuck it, I'm going to try it.
I'm super, like, monkey see, monkey do. Like, especially when it's someone I know, because I know what they're capable of and what I'm capable of.
You know their potential.
Yeah.
And then you compare it to yours.
Yeah, and I was like, I know this shit ain't easy, because the other shit we used to do was mad hard. But I was like, if we could both fight through that, I can figure this shit out. And I just remember going home. I didn't even have a laptop, actually, at the time. At that point in my life, I don't even think I ever had a computer. I remember my neighbors moved out, and we were just, like, helping them, like, take all the stuff out of their house.
And they
like,
gave you a computer.
It was more like there was a computer in the dumpster, and I was like... Charger? Yup. I'm going to take that, and all right, now I can get started. But that was how I initially got into it. It was not like an accident, but like it definitely wasn't planned. It was just like I saw this, I saw that. I was like,
I mean,
I like it.
I'd say that was an accident, though.
You wouldn't or would?
No, I would say it was, because it wasn't really premeditated, right? Like you saw something that inspired you, and then you went for it. That's how it usually happens for everybody.
Yeah, because I felt like I had conquered everything I wanted to do with the guitar stuff to the point where I was like, I mean, for a 16-year-old, like I'm pretty peaked out for like what I could do with it.
So let me ask you this question. When I listen to like people who, I want to say they claim they're musical geniuses or creative geniuses, but they see sounds and colors. Are you that type of person, right? Like if you hear a certain sound, do you translate that in your mind as a color? Or like,
I've heard this before.
How does your brain work when you're in your creative process or when you're just listening to music in general?
If you want me to be honest, I never got the seeing color shit. Like, when people tell me, I can understand what they're meaning and what they're seeing and feeling, but that's not how it resonates with me. For me, it's more like I feel it in my chest. Like, I feel the, like, literally, like, I'll be in my studio making beats, and it's like, when I turn that volume up and I feel, like, the bass, like, shake my, like, fucking, like, bones and shit, that's what makes it resonate with me, if that makes any sense. But I'm not, like, I mean, like, I feel people in the, like, close your eyes and you're like, oh, this is a fucking movie, but, like, I don't really, like, nah, I'm not on some, like, damn, the bass hit so hard, I'm, like, seeing shit. I've never been like that, but.
Okay. So, and you started that, you said junior year? Or was it sophomore year?
Somewhere. Sophomore, junior year. I was never really, there was not like a hard, like, I'm doing this shit. It kind of like faded in from sophomore to junior. Like in that area, I started doing it more and more. By junior year, I would say I was making beats. Like I was trying to make beats with somebody.
What shifted in your mind, right? In regards to like, you said before you were just doing things because you've seen other people doing it. But what shifted in your mind to the point where you were like, I'm going to go at it? What was the grade? What was the age? What did you tell yourself in regards to like, I'm going at it?
That's a solid question. Because that, like, basically you just set it up for exactly how I would answer, like, anybody with that. It started because, kind of like what I touched on before, where I was like, I see all my peers, like, all my friends that I look up to, like, I know this is the smart kid. I know this is the kid that got his head on straight. I know this kid, his life is all the way out of whack. You know what I'm saying? Like, I know I should be like this guy. I shouldn't be like that guy. And I want to be like that guy. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is the norm. This is what I want to do, whether it's the norm or not. And this is the wrong thing to do. I'm looking at all these people, like, I didn't grow up in, like, a bad neighborhood, but, like, people, like, selling, like, drugs or whatever. I'm like, no. Looking at this, like, I don't want to work at, like, a bank or, like, a, like, office job or, like, something like that. And I'm like, I want to make beats, bro. And then I'm like, I'm just looking at this guy's like, oh, I'm looking at this college or in Florida, and I'm looking at this college in California, and I'm like, okay, let me look at college. I'm looking at college, like, what music-wise applies here? And there is music classes, but, like, they don't get you where I want to be. Like, I want to be, like, making beats for the biggest rappers out there. I'll even make pop music, like, whatever I like. I just want to make music. And I kind of I took a step back and looked at the bigger picture, like, college isn't going to get me where I want to go with the music shit, but everybody else that is quote-unquote, like, gonna be something in life is talking about going to college. And I kind of looked at it like, it was another one of those things that I kind of fought myself in my head for a while, like, if you take this shot and try to be this big superstar producer, first of all, you and me both know if you tell anybody that, especially when you have nothing going on, you are crazy. Did you hear what this kid just said? This kid is an idiot. Like, that's what people
You're
think.
delusional, bro. That's what they think, right? But
if not worse.
You're delusional until you make something happen, right?
Yeah.
It starts in your mind, and then it comes out into the world when you put the effort in, you put the steps, you put the plan in place, and then it comes out into fruition. And
then right at that point, I was just like, I don't want to be like any of you. Not like you're not going to be anything good, but like that's not what I want. Like that's not for me. Like I've been through enough where I'm like, I know when I feel something that like, that's very important to me. And it was like, sitting in a desk all day was just going to steal that dream from me. You know what I'm saying? Like, I knew it wasn't possible. And I was like, there's two options. Either don't have the balls to take the shot, or take all these signs in your life that like, you're kind of good at music. You know what I'm saying? And take that shot. Because if I believe it, I know I can make it happen. But it was like, even when you know you can make it happen, it's really hard to pull that trigger and say, I'm not going to college, which is looked at as like the most important part of your life. And everyone's looking at me like, you're crazy. And I took a step back and I started telling my friends, like, this is like junior year, so we're not in college, but getting there. Still time. And I'm like, Friday comes up, yo, we're going to this party. Let's go smoke and go pregame. And I'm like, yo, I'm not going to lie. I'm trying to make some beats. I'm really trying to like get my beats out to somebody, but I'm not as good as I want to be yet. I should probably sit in this Friday and just like cook up and like I still love you guys, but like I wanna I wanna make beats. Yeah, like not on some fuck you, that's whack. Do your thing, that's straight. But we're going 2 different routes. You can do this and go to college in a year. I got 2 years to get my shit on track. If my shit ain't on track in 2 years, I don't know what I'm gonna do. Because I can tell you one thing, I'm not prepped for college. Like, you know what I'm saying? And then I just started taking those weekends cooking up. And at that point, it wasn't like I want to produce for Lil Baby and Drake. It was like I need to get good so I can then take on that challenge. I knew I wasn't ready for that yet.
All right, so let's talk about the naysayers, right? And what I mean by naysayers is like anybody, anything that gave you a slither of doubt within yourself or with what you wanted to achieve or go towards.
I feel like there's 2 ways. I feel like that can go 2 ways. Because it's like, one, it totally depends on your type of person. I'm the type of person where I'm like, the negativity drives me. Where it's like, I need that person, not need, because like I'm doing it regardless. But like, if I have that one person telling me like, what I got a lot was, oh, you can go out. Oh, you can take one day off, you can do this and that. And it was, I wouldn't necessarily call that naysayer, but like that was the one thing that was hard to fight at first, which I feel like is a subtle naysayer, where it's more like they could give 2 shits what you got going, what you really need to handle. You know what I'm saying? They're just concerned about like, I want to go out with the boys, pull up on me. That was the first kind of taste I got of it, was like, I wasn't doing nothing, so it's nothing for them to hate on, you know what I'm saying? Like the worst thing they're going to say is like, this kid thinks he can make beats. You know, this kid thinks he can beat Metro. But that wouldn't really suit me. It started with just come out, whatever. Just do this one day. You don't gotta make beats every day, bro. Come on. And then, whatever. That's not really naysaying. But then it turned into like I'm saying, it's known. Like I'm not showing up to the event. Like I'm not hanging out after school. Like I'm going home and I'm working. And that's where it really started. And it really got to the point where it was like I was probably doing it for like a year, right? And I hadn't stuck anything. I was getting better. Like if you listen to the beats, you could hear they're getting better. But I still hadn't done anything. Like as far as other people are concerned who don't care about the beats, I'm not doing shit. And it started with, I'd be with my boys and it'd be like, whatever, we'd hang out or something. And then like one of my boys, I'm not gonna say who, but like none of them would know. But
Yeah.
More like, you part ways after school and it's like, yo, like, you hop out the car and then it's like, yo, just like, make sure you like got a plan B, bro. As I'm like on my way to go, like, yo, I can't hang out today, like, I gotta go make beats, like, I gotta make something happen. Yeah, I just, you know what I'm saying, make sure you got like a real job too, you know what I'm saying, because you're my boy, you know what I'm saying, like, I want to see you win. And I'm like, Kiss, you don't think I could do it?
Yeah. Okay.
I don't need a plan. I'm doing this. You know what I'm saying? And they're on some, just make sure you got something to fall back on just in case. And I'm like, I'm not falling back on nothing. And this is what I'm doing.
Exactly. And that's why it's so important to cultivate a good group of people around you. That's why I say you're the average of the 5 people you hang around with the most, because you're going to have people like that in your circle that you might trust and they might influence you to go get that plan B. And what I preach on the podcast is plan A or die, bro. Because if you always have that plan B to fall back on, you're done. You're going to always think, this doesn't work out. I got that.
Bro, if you got a plan B, you are maximum. If you're giving it your all, 50% in on your plan A. And you are not getting nowhere unless you are 190% in. All the way.
You gotta be all in.
I always tell people, like, they're always like, what do I got to do to make this music shit work? And first of all, I'm nowhere. I'm nothing. There's people who are up billions off music. I am nothing. But one thing I can say is there's one thing that they all have in common. The Drakes and the Kanyes is they are 1%. You're never going to see another Drake. You're never going to see another Kanye. But to be that 1%, you have to do 1% things. When 99% of people would back out, that's your time to go. If I didn't, in all those scenarios where it was like either do what everyone's doing or be the one to take the other route, I always took the other route. Like, the number of times I stood outside, like in the rain outside a club that I wasn't even old enough to get into, just to get the chance to maybe say something to the rapper that probably doesn't care. But I was still standing in, like, I literally have videos on Snapchat of me standing outside a club for 3 hours after I took my dad's car and didn't tell him and drove to Lowell with the $20 out of the $30 that I had just to get told no and drive home. And most people would be like,
that's that hunger, bro.
Oh, I just wasted my whole night. Like, what the hell? Damn, I could have did this and that. I was like, damn, I was right there. Maybe if it wasn't raining, they would have been standing outside. Like, I look at things like that. Like, when most people are like, damn, it's raining, I'm not going to go. I was like, shit, I got to stand in the rain. Fuck. Took my dad's keys and I pulled up.
It's called optimism, bro. To only have a plan A and to only go that route, you need optimism, bro. Because the majority, I feel like the majority of individuals, and you guys don't have to quote me on this, but I feel like the majority of individuals are like pessimists, right?
Yeah.
They lack self-confidence, they lack self-awareness, but you trusted yourself. And that's why you're like, fuck it, I'll stand here for 3 hours just to get the chance. But next time, let's see, if I actually get him, once I get him, it's a wrap. That's what you're thinking, right?
Yeah, he didn't. I found out later, and you know what the crazy thing is too? Because this ties right back into that hater thing you were talking about. Or naysayers, that's a better, more positive way to look at it. But at the time, I did have a manager, shout out Nilo. He had given me, I called him like, yo, I'm going to show up, I'm going to just pull up to the show, and I'm just going to stand outside, and I'm going to take my shot. It's either that or sit inside and make beats all day, and I can do that any day. You know what I'm saying? And I pulled up, and I called him. He's like, yo, I know one of the guys that works, so I'm going to give him a call real quick. I was in a t-shirt in the pouring rain for, he was like 2 or 3 hours straight. He never showed up. I don't know if he's inside, outside. But I just remember that one promoter, me being on the phone with my manager and him being like, yeah, he's this guy, he's wearing this and that, he knows you're outside. Looking at him, being like, yo, blank, Niall told me to chop it up with you, whatever, nice to meet you. And just like walks off, whatever. And it's just like, that happened to me 4 times throughout that night, and I still stayed. Like, 99% of people, the second that it's like raining, that's the no. I still went. I'm standing outside. I'm not old enough to get in. That's the next 99% of people. I'm out. What am I standing here for? The promoter that's supposed to get you in or do anything, help you in any way, is giving you the cold shoulder. That, like, everything is not going my way. You know what I'm saying?
But you still kept that optimism.
As far as I'm concerned, that club is open. Someone's in there. Someone's coming out.
Okay, so did you model that after somebody, right?
100%.
Okay, so you did. Okay, so you modeled it after Nilo. Okay.
Yep.
So you saw him do that, or did he just tell you to do it?
It was kind of...
Or was it a mindset that he tried to instill in you?
I'm not going to lie. It was for sure a mindset that he instilled in me because he knew. He knows me. Like, all these things I've been saying where he's like, Frank knows his job. If Frank's job is to show up, meet the rapper, and give him beats, I'm going to make that happen. Put me in the room and leave. I'll make it happen. And if I can't make it happen, I'll do everything I can to try. If I fail, I'll try again. But, like, I'm never going to not.
And you're the type of person that people like to work with, right? Because you're pretty much self-sufficient. There's a lot of individuals that want you to hold their hand, but you're just like, put me within the vicinity, and I'm going to make it happen.
Yeah. And
that's the type of people I like to work with. That's the type of people I like to surround myself around.
No, none of us are trying to babysit nobody. And that's kind of the point I'm at now, where I've always been, and you're definitely like me in this sense, where it's like, if I got to play, right? And I can bring value to the table. Like, you know what I'm saying? Say there's whoever it is, Fetty Wap's in town. I'm like, that's my dog. Yo, Wap, pull up on me. All right, yeah, for sure, I'm going to pull up. And my boy is a video guy, and my other boy's an engineer, and my other boy makes beats. I'm hitting the video guy like, yo, pull up. You know what I'm saying? I got opportunity. Fetty Wap's going to be here. Pull up, shoot a video. You get content, build your brand up. You engineer. I don't want to engineer. I'm trying to lock in with him and make him stay here as long as possible. You record, handle that. I'm going to make the beats. You make beats? Oh, send me a couple shits. If they're fire, I'm going to fuck with them and I'll play them for WAP. Put all of you in position. Because then next time there's a play, the first person that you're going to think about helping is me. Because I helped you. And I'm
100%.
not expecting that. If I put you in position and you don't pull back through for me, whatever. I wasn't expecting it. It would have been nice if you did. Just know I'm not going to call you again.
It's called the law of reciprocity, bro. Eventually, it's going to come back to you. If it doesn't come back from that individual, you got to understand this as well, right? It's going to come back from something else. So, like, when you're helping somebody, you got to keep in mind that you're helping them to help yourself at a later date. It could come from anybody. So that's why, like, for me, when I'm doing things for individuals, whether it's Limpy behind the camera, whether it's somebody on my team, I'm not necessarily expecting him to scratch my back. No pun intended, or whatever. But I know, like, just like with like the ethos and everything I'm putting out there, that is gonna come back to me in abundance in a different way. It's like when you help a homeless person, right? You're helping the homeless person, but you're not expecting the homeless person to scratch your back.
You're giving him food because he's hungry. You're not expecting him to like have dessert. But you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but then they say, right, and then God, if you're spiritual or religious, they say like you're gonna, like, you help the less fortunate, you get it back. So that's how I look at shit. But like, even if your man's or your boy doesn't get you back that time, keep it in mind, he might get you back, but if he doesn't, somebody else is gonna scratch your back.
Yeah, I mean, over it, because now that's my manager since 2018. Was that 4 years? We've recouped. Like, there's been, I think, like 3 chances for me to go and like work with someone else, and I've had plenty. Like, I've had people reach out plenty times and be like, "Yo, I got this going on," and they for sure got some shit going on. But it's like, the loyalty is what matters. You know what I'm saying? Like, he's throwing me in that room because he's like, if I teach Frank how to go in the room and he gets the placement, whatever. Like, say I introduce him, but then he takes him to the studio, gets him on a beat, right? That rapper goes to drop that song. He's like, whatever, we're gonna give you extra the beat. Now my manager gets his bread. You know what I'm saying? He knows long term he's not like, oh, Frank, go in the club and try to sell 5 tickets. He's like, no, go in the club, get the song. If you do what you're supposed to do, we're gonna get our money when that shit drops. So it's more like that was his way of like his reciprocation.
Yeah, because he actually believes in you, bro. That's what it is.
Yeah, and he's worked with so many people before me, from rappers to producers, engineers, and
so he knows what he's doing, basically.
Yeah, he's been, everything I do is off of him. If you know me, you know that. Like, if you really pay attention to me, you'll see it. You know what I'm saying? Every time I'm outside, like, pay attention to that. Like, if you look at every time I'm with the rapper, he's always there. Always.
I'll keep an eye out. But before we get started, guys, hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, hit that like, and I'll keep watching. All right.
Shout.
But continue, bro. So he's always there with you. So let me ask you this question, right? And while you were talking, I was thinking about it the whole time. Like, how did you vet out this manager, right? Like, how do you pick somebody to lead you? What advice can you give to the people that are watching in regards to, like, okay, I see potential in this guy, but is he fit to be my manager? Is he fit? Does he suit the position to lead me?
The answer for that is the exact opposite of what you're gonna think. But he came to me when I didn't have anything at all. I had 1 placement, and I don't even mention this. You can't even like find this song. Like, the only thing my name is on is the physical credits on Spotify, but other than that, I hide everything.
So he saw the potential in you prior.
Yeah, well, damn. This is where it gets like really deep. Basically, how I had met my manager was, 1, this is the biggest piece of advice I'll tell anyone, and this is coming from someone who's seen people who are looking for managers and people who didn't look for a manager and they came to them, and people who don't want a manager at all, because there's plenty of people like that. Someone watching this probably feels the same way. Like, I'm not giving up 1% for nobody. Do you? I don't rock like that. But basically what happened was I was making beats, the whole high school thing. Like, I'm making beats, not making them for big rappers. Like, I'm just the kid that makes beats. I'm not like the kid that has a song with Polo G. You know what I'm saying? And I'm making beats, whatever, and I'm just like hanging out at my house with, like, I think it was like one of my brother's friends. It's actually Romaldo. Shout out Romaldo. But Romaldo was like, yo, I'm just making beats all day, every day. Like, if I'm not in school, I'm making beats. Or I'm sleeping, or I'm in school, or I'm back making beats. Like, that's my life. And I'm sitting there making beats, and they're all just doing whatever, like, boys hanging out. And they're like, yo, why don't you try and, like, send somebody some beats? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, why not try and get a rapper? Like, what are you making beats for? Like, try and get a rapper on it. And I'm like, I don't really, like, know a rapper. So I'm on Instagram, whatever. At the time, I'm listening to Famous Dex, Rich the Kid, Jay Critch. This is like 2018, so this is like they're running shit then. They have their like little wave, and I'm on Instagram, and this is like when the Explore page is like new. Like, the Explore page is like, some people aren't, now it's like we all go on the Explore page to like find new shit. But then it was brand new, so I'm just like scrolling whatever, and I see this random kid. Well, I see Famous Dex, and then I notice he's a picture with somebody. I click the other kid's page, and I'm like, oh, I think this guy raps too. And I'm like, Famous Dex is way too big. I'm not even gonna hit Famous Dex up. I don't know who this guy is. I literally don't know what his music sounds like. He, as far as I'm concerned, is just a guy. I'm gonna send him a beat and like maybe we make a song. I'm not looking for no money. I'm not looking for nothing. I'm just trying to make a song. Like, I just like music. Like, I'm making beats. Take these. You like them? Do something. If you're not, I'm gonna keep making them. So, whatever. He hops on that beat. I take that back. I had him on Snapchat. I'm at the crib, cooking up on my $20 Walmart speakers, on my laptop I got out the dumpster, and just fresh off watching a YouTube video on how to make a blank whatever type beat. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm still in that phase. You know what I'm saying? And I sent him a little video, like I'm making a beat. I'm like, oh, I'm so hard. Like, I'm gonna send this to my rapper friend. Like, you know, I don't even know bro's real name. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I sent him a little video, and the beat is literally not done. And he texts me, like, he like swipes over. He's like, yo, send me that right now. I'm gonna go to the studio tomorrow. I'm like, what? I literally barely know what a studio is. Like, all I know is this laptop from the dumpster, guitar, and I have 2 friends that have made a rap song. You know what I'm saying? But he's like, I'm gonna go to the studio tomorrow. I'm like, oh, it's lit. Like, he's going to the studio. This guy raps for real. Like, this guy's the shit. Like, this guy's like, I got a real rapper friend. Like, and I sent him the beat. And this guy's got maybe like 10K on Instagram. You know what I'm saying? Like, something, but not like nobody's looking like, oh my God, this is blank, whatever. And send him whatever to his phone. I sent it to his email because people weren't like sending it to your phone then. And he opens it, whatever, records it. I go on Instagram. You remember Boot Gang? He used to go on, I don't know if you really watched it.
Of course, bro. Yeah.
That's where we are in life. So like wherever you were, just time frame wise, put that in perspective, that's where we are right now. So Boonk is doing whatever, like the whole like stealing shit, right? This kid goes to Plug Studio in New York, shoots a song, records a little snippet. And he does a little promo run. At the time, I didn't know like what was going on. Because like I'm telling you, I'm just making beats. I'm not hip to everything I'm hip to now. And I see Boonk Gang post it. And I see Supreme Patty post it. And this is like, these are like the first Instagram influencers. These are like the very first like people to be like Vine just died, but people weren't really doing promo and stuff on Vine. You know what I'm saying? Like back then it was just like, this is a funny video. It's quick. So we're all going to follow him.
So they were connected to the dude that you sent the beat to.
They didn't know him or nothing. It was definitely, I can't say for a fact because I didn't do it myself.
But they just posted it.
Yeah, but you and me, we all know how that shit goes.
Yeah,
you know
okay.
Yeah, like 10K. Like we all know it's a promo. But at the time, I'm not knowing, I'm not texting him like, yo, did you just buy a promo? Like, I've always been that type where I'm like, I'm not going to be on your back. Like, if this is meant to be, it's going to be. If it's not, I'm not going to force it. It's not meant to be. So whatever he posted, I see it get posted up, and I'm hype. I'm like, yo, like, this Instagram video has 10,000 views. Like, that's my beat playing in the back. It's not really, like, no real music shit, but I'm just happy to be, like, have emotion. And drops a song, whatever. Gets the promo, and now there's, like, low-key, like, a little hype around it. You know what I'm saying? Not, like, real, like, Lil Baby's about to drop, but, like, people are commenting, like, yo, this kind of hard. We should tune in. And people aren't really doing promo like that. Now it's, like, you see an Instagram promo for a song, and it's, like, great, the 350th one this week. But then it was, like, damn, this famous person posting this rapper, maybe they're like, people are thinking they're tight. People are thinking, like, Boom really likes the song. The snippet on Instagram gets like 1 million views.
Wow.
So just off the power of that, I'm like, damn, 1 million people seeing this shit. Even the song hasn't dropped yet. I'm like, this guy has figured it out. Like, you know what I'm saying? I'm like, and he started out with just a random guy. So I'm like, I'm gonna keep doing that. I'm gonna just keep sending him shit. You know what I'm saying? Because like he's low key like, I don't know how he's making it happen, but he's doing it. And then he texts me, send him the stems, whatever. He gets, I didn't know what that was. I'm at lunch in school. And bro calls me like, yo, send me the stems. I'm like, yeah, for sure. I hang up. And I'm like, what are stems in Google? And it's like, telling me like, all this shit, like, the clap is in one file and you send them out and then they mix a song and make it sound like a real song. And I'm like, how the hell do I do that? I'm like, I barely know how to make a beat. And I call him and I just tell him straight up, like, bro, I don't know what that is. Like, I'll do it. I'm like, I'll do it. But I don't know what that is. You gotta tell me what that is. Like, I'm at lunch right now. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I got you, bro. Like, I'll play my role, but just tell me what to do. He's like, go here, send this, send it to that guy, send it on WeTransfer. And for all my music people, you know, like that's where we send sessions because like, they're big files. You can't do that on Gmail. And I tell him straight up, I'm like, I don't know what this WeTransfer stuff is. He's like, bro, type WeTransfer, drop the files in there, send them to the engineer. I don't even know what an engineer is at this time. I'm just like, bro, I'm doing whatever. I don't know what I'm doing. I just want this to happen.
And we're still in high school.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
We're, I think, a sophomore in high school, and there's like no money involved, but I can feel it. I'm like, this isn't no like my boy rapping. There's like a little more to this. Like,
traction.
There's a lot of people watching. There's like influencers involved. There's like mixing, and I'm like, oh, this is like real deal. Like my boys would just like record on iMovie or whatever, like GarageBand, and call it a day. But long story short, drops that, he gets a lawyer. Or I take that back, before he gets a lawyer. Drops the song. The song does 25,000 views on SoundCloud first day. I'm the fucking man. As far as I'm concerned, 25,000 views in a day.
Yeah, it's a lot.
Now we're looking at that, like, that ain't nothing. But then I'm like, what? Like, dude, told me I have a plan B. I got 25,000 views on SoundCloud. You are not telling me shit.
I am the GOAT.
Yeah, so I'm like, right there, I'm like, I do this. Like, I do this shit. You know what I'm saying? Me and my 4 gigs of RAM on my computer, like, we're really putting work out the dumpster. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Literally.
Yeah, so, and this is where it starts to tie into the manager thing. So, at this point, now I'm kind of like, okay, I think I got a formula. I send this guy beats, he's gonna rap. He might not hop on all of them, but if I keep sending him, he's gotta like something. If he doesn't, I got some work to do. But I'm like, I got a rapper connect. Good? And then I'm like, okay, now I'm kind of like, now I'm locked in. Now I'm at the point where I'm like, I know how to make the beats. I'm not where I want to be, but I got motion. Like, it's time to turn this into like a career. So, drops the song, 25,000. Now people are starting to notice. Producers start texting me like, yo, let's work. And I'm like, how? What are we going to do? I make beats and you make beats. Like, what are we going to... You live in Czechoslovakia. I don't even know why you're texting me. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
Like, what do you want to work for? I mean, I like to make music so we can, but like, same shit with like the stems. I'm like, what do you want to do? And he's like, at the time I didn't. Now I know he wanted a song with the guy because he was kind of like, he had motion. So he was trying to work with me. I would make a beat, knowing I'm going to send it to that guy, right? So I'm like, okay, now people are reaching out, and I'm like, I'm feeling the traction. You know what I'm saying? Long story short, I meet another kid who also heard that song. He's like, yo, I want you to make my beats. And he's trying to like copy what that guy was doing, like copy his formula. And I'm just trying to get it however. So I noticed, and I'm like, whatever, it's kind of whack, but I don't, you know what I'm saying? I'm just like, more chances for me to make beats for rappers.
Exactly.
So I'm like, sending beats. Other kid gets a lawyer. He signs a deal with L.A. Reid when he first launched his label Hitco. So I don't know if you guys are aware of that. Doja Cat, St. John. This was all right when they got signed to Hitco. Hitco, L.A. Reid had signed, it was either Beyonce or Rihanna, but he was like big CEO. Stepped away from, I forget the label, I don't want to say it and butcher it, but one of the top, it was like 300 or Atlantic or something, one of those just like big dogs. And he signed to that guy for $5 million. And I get a contract in my email while I'm like, this guy's got his deal and he's lit. He's shopping at like Aviani and he's hanging out with people.
You're still in high school.
Yeah. But I'm
You're still in high school.
I'm not having no money or nothing. So I'm not like feeling like I'm like living like he's living. But like I'm watching the interviews like, damn, like me and him really did that. And he's kind of like, nah, bro, like I'm working with Chris Brown's producers now because I'm signed. You know what I'm saying? So you can eat dick. You know what I'm saying? But we did that for sure. And I'm just like, damn, fuck, that was my chance. Like, you know what I'm saying? That was my ticket out. Like,
that's crazy.
And I'm like, damn, the number of times I like blew my friends off, and like this guy's telling me like he's talking to me great I'm talking crazy, like on some like you ain't shit, I made you, and I'm just like, bro, did you open my email? Like you hear the new beats I sent? He's like, bro, stop blowing up my fucking phone, and I'm not even on some like yo, bro, did you send me the songs, blah, blah, blah. I'm just sending beats. Like, yo, here you go. And he's like, yo, I'm working with this guy and that guy. And I'm like, who's that? And I look it up. I'm like, damn, this guy's like 56 times platinum. Like, holy shit, that's lit. And he's like, yeah, fuck you. And I'm like,
damn.
Yeah, like that was my first experience, and I've like never been paid or nothing, but I love the music, and this is my only chance, so I'm just like putting up with it. You know what I'm saying? And I get a contract in my email, and it's like, yo, whatever, blah, blah, blah. I have no idea what this shit is. It just has like the title of the song and like agreement. I'm looking like, Dad, what the fuck is this? And he's like, they're gonna give you $1,000. I'm like, for real? He's like, yeah, what is this? And I'm like, oh, I made a beat. And he's like, they're not gonna give you $1,000 for a beat.
Before you guys keep watching, stop whatever you're doing, bro. Go down low and hit that like, hit that subscribe button, man. You gotta support. All right, brother, talk to me. So you said something about Chris Brown. You said something about somebody getting signed. What were you saying?
So it hit that moment where it was like, I'm willing to work for free. I'm willing to do whatever. I just want to be in the field. I want to be making music. I want to make a career out of it. I'm at that point. I'm like, lit. Like, this guy got a deal. I'll probably get some money. Like, you know what I'm saying? Now I got it set up. Like, I figured out how to do this music shit. Mm-hmm. Now I just got to apply myself and repeat. And then right when I get there is kind of when this guy, he's one of those, you know what I'm saying? Oh, everyone doubted me. Everyone shit on me. Now I'm lit, so it's fuck all of you. I'm like, I didn't even do nothing to you. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I made the song that got you the bag. Like, I'm not even asking you for money when I know you got it. You know what I'm saying?
Casualty of war, man.
Yeah, and it was one of those, like, not like closed mouths don't get fed, but at the same time, kind of. Mm-hmm. But I didn't know how shit worked, so I'm trying to make sure, I'm kind of trying to play that role of, like, I know what I'm doing without, you know, I don't want to say too much and come off like, oh, this kid doesn't know what he's doing. Mm-hmm. I'm kind of trying to stay back like I know. Mm-hmm. So that happens. He's like, fuck you, I'm working with this guy. And I kind of kick back like, I definitely feel like, damn, fuck you, you're not even good. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like I'm just trying to make music. And I'm like, where is that going to get me though? Mm-hmm. Like, what is going to go in my favor if I tell this guy the same shit back? Mm-hmm. Nothing. I don't gain. I don't lose. I'm in the same scenario. I'm better off just dealing with it, being like, damn, acknowledging he's, you know what I'm saying, mm-hmm. rude, etc. But I'm like, I don't have no other option, and I gotta. It goes in that 1% thing. 99% of people right there would have been like, fuck you, you're a dick, blah, blah, blah. That's the only choice I got. So.
Rooted in emotion, bro. Like, nothing good comes out of emotion.
Yeah, so. Exactly. So I just kind of was like, all right, whatever. I'm just going to keep sending him. If he stops answering, so be it. But I'm like, this is all I have right now. And another kid reaches out. I had mentioned the other kid was trying to copy his formula. And he wasn't saying that, but I was peeping it. Mm-hmm. But he was paying me. He'd give me like $500 and be like, yo, like, I want you to make a beat like the one you did over here. So I'd do that. And that was the one kid that it was like, this guy was bringing me value in the sense of like lit, numbers popping in the field with all the people you want to be with. This guy's putting money in my pocket though, making me able to do things that I want to do, mm-hmm. not deal with shit I don't want to deal with. So I'm like, using this, I'm sending him beats to kind of further in the industry, but I'm sending him beats to get me money to do other things to get me further. Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. And yeah, so that kid calls me. He's like, yo, I'm gonna go to New York. He lived in California. He was like, yo, I'm gonna go to New York. It's cheaper if I buy a ticket to Boston and we can go together because you're my producer. And I'm like, yeah, I get to go be in the studio for the first time. Like, oh, I'm like, that's a dream come true. Like, I'm like, I'll drive, but like, I don't have no money to cover everything. He's like, I'll pay for the gas and the food. Just come with me, make all my beats. Like, you know what I'm saying? Just like play your role and I'll play mine. And I'm like, all right, cool. Pull up. We're just like in New York. I think we met up like one of his friends. We weren't like doing any studio shit. And he's like steady asking me about this other guy, which I think is weird. But I'm like, why do you want to be this guy so bad? Because I know he's a piece of shit. So I'm like, why are you trying to like be like this guy? But I'm just letting him do it because whatever. And he gets a call. And so he gets a call. I don't know what's going on. He's just on the phone, whatever. He's like, damn, right now? Like, right now? Send me the address. We'll come on right now, whatever. And I'm driving, so I'm like, where are we going? You know what I'm saying? Just like, what just happened? What's the move? He's like, yo, Fetty Wap's at the studio, blah, blah, blah. They want me to pull up, yada, yada, yada. I'm like, yeah. get in the car. You know what I'm saying? Like, the fuck? Like, I've never been in a studio. I get to be with Fetty, and this is 2018, so this is like, Fetty Wap is still like, Trap Queen's kind of on the decline of booming, but he's still that guy. Like, he's that guy. Like, he's still lit, but he's not peak, like, Drake Fetty Wap phase. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, damn, all these people think that it's lit. I got a song with this guy with 1 million views. Imagine when you see him with Fetty Wap. Like, it's lit. I pull up, and I remember, I didn't know where we were going, but this was Fetty Wap's lawyer's studio. And he had just started a production company, just opened the studio. This was the first rapper going to his studio. Just a bunch of just like things aligned that it's just like, what are the fucking chances? Like, I happened to go to New York when they're inviting Fetty Wap to the studio because they want to sign this other kid that I'm working with. And I'm just like, what the hell is this? But I'm like so flabbergasted, I'm just playing my role. I'm like, all right, let's go. We show up, the guy calls him, he's like, we're here. He's like, oh, I'm gonna come out and get you. You gotta pull around the back. And I see like a bag GTR with like this crazy wrap on it and like a M6 sitting on the ground. And I'm like, I know Fetty Wap.
Fetty Wap's people.
Fetty Wap. And he gave his friend a drop top M6 to also drive so they wouldn't be in mediocre cars. Like, oh, damn, we're going to the studio, but you can't pull up in that Honda. Take this Beamer. I'm going to take this fucking supercar and let's just roll up. So I'm looking at this like, what? The supercars are at this building? Like, what the fuck? I'm like, Fetty Wap? Like, I love, bro. Like, what the hell? Like, I'm like, this is crazy. Like, I'm playing these cards right. Like, I know I'm here because I'm doing something.
Everything's aligning for you. That's what you're saying.
Yeah. Like,
it feels divine.
Yeah, like anything that feels right, I'm taking it. Anything that feels iffy, I'm like,
Okay, so let's talk about when you get into the studio. Do you see Fetty Wap? Do you meet him that day?
Well, this is before we even get there, this is right where the management thing kicks in, where you were like, all of that I was saying to lead up to the management question you asked, where you were like, how do you find your manager? This is where it ties in. The lawyer's right-hand man, who's the studio manager who invited us there, was looking at me because one of their clients is that guy that signed that $5 million deal, but I don't know that. He's from New Jersey. We're in New Jersey with the biggest lawyer in New Jersey. I don't know any of that though. So he's like, park your car here, hop in mine, I'll drive you around. We drive around. The first thing he does, he looks back and he daps me up before the other kid. The other kid's playing it like, yo, they want to come scout me out, I'm gonna bring you. So I'm like, oh, you know who I am? Lit. Like, nice to meet you. I appreciate that. What is your name? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, let's lock in. He's like, I'm Nilo, whatever. I'm the studio manager, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, damn, bro knows who I am. Like, what did I do that, like, is worthy of that? And then I'm just like, I'm feeling like this guy's fucking with me. Like, in a good way. Like, he's like we're clicking. And I'm like, what is it? What is this guy fuck? Like, why does he know me? I never talked to him. Like, why is he fucking with me? We walk in the studio, and I was just like, I took note, like the same way when the other guy was being a dick, and I was like, something ain't right here. This guy was like, something is right here. Like, I don't even know who this guy is. I don't know he like manages people and shit. I'm just like, this guy is fucking with me, and I like his energy, whatever. And we go in the studio. We're in the lounge. I can hear, like, if the studio is right there, like, I can hear Fetty Wap in, like, I know that voice. And I'm like, damn.
What was he singing? Trap Queen?
Fucking, like, yeah, baby, fucking, you know, like, 1738, like, what else is he saying? You know what I'm saying? Like, what is Fetty Wap saying? We all know what he's saying. So I'm just hearing it, and I'm like, damn, that's crazy. Like, I'm outside. I'm dead broke, but I'm so happy to just, like, be in the mix. And I'm like, Fetty Wap out of all, like, not just any rapper, Fetty Wap. And I'm like, I'm talking to the manager, and I'm just picking his brain. I'm telling him everything I just told you, and he's like, just give me this look. Like, he's so intrigued, and I don't know why. Because as far as I'm concerned, like, if I don't have a song with a rapper, I'm nothing. You know, like, in my head. And I remember one guy walks in, and he's like, oh, whatever, something about the bathroom. And I remember Fetty Wap walked past, he had a big-ass chain on. If you go on my Instagram, I'm wearing, like, a red Champion crew neck with Fetty Wap, and you could see the chain he had. It was like a brand new, I mean, the picture quality is trash, but you could just see it was like a big ass chain. My first time seeing a chain, I'm like, damn, like, that's a rapper that really does this shit. Like, I'm seeing it with my own eyes. So, like, the whole music idea of, like, being a producer is just day by day becoming so much more realistic and, like, not a dream and, like, not crazy. Like, not, like, I'm like, all I have to do is walk in that room and play a beat, and I can change my whole life. You know what I'm saying? Like, And I'm just looking at it like, whatever. And then the guy I was talking to, Nilo, wasn't my manager at the time. As far as I'm concerned, he just runs his studio. Fetty Wap comes over. He's like, yo, can I get a picture with one of the kids? And he's like, yeah, for sure. And I'm not expecting the picture, whatever, like I love one, but I don't know who, like what, I'm so new to this whole scenario. I'm not trying to fuck anything. I'm gonna sit back. If they ask for a picture, I'll take one, but I'm not gonna. And lawyer walks in, I meet him. Navarro's a great guy. He just got nominated this year by Billboard as like top 5 lawyers of the year, but I didn't know at the time who he was.
His name's Navarro, the lawyer.
Yeah, Navarro, big dog. Big dog.
Okay, I gotta look him up.
Yeah, but Navarro Gray. Shout out Gray No Studio, shout out Cloud Music, the whole 9 yards. I don't know if you know do you know who Taz Taylor is?
Nah.
You know the song Lemonade? No?
Yeah.
He did the Lemonade song,
Oh,
so like,
shit.
I'm not knowing all these like big dogs I'm hanging around with. But long story short, the lawyer comes in, takes a picture, and then Nilo grabs me. And I remember Navarro looking at me like, don't get this kid a picture of Fetty Wap. Who the fuck is this kid? You know what I'm saying? Like, why are you letting this kid take a picture of Fetty Wap? Like, Fetty Wap was one of his biggest clients. So he's like, yo, like, Fetty Wap doesn't like to take pictures. What are you doing with this kid? And I was just like, nah, it's good. Trust me. And Nilo and Navarro were like this. So he's like, all right, probably doing it for a good reason. He's not doing it for no reason.
Exactly.
Wap's walking away. Nilo's like, yo, Wap, we get one more? He's like, yeah, whatever. Take the picture. He goes in that room. I go back in the lounge. He's in the studio. We're separated and we're just talking. And the manager's let me know, like, yo, he's just asking me all this shit. Like, how did you get here? Why are you here? Oh, I heard that song you did with Blank, the Skinny from the Nine dude, that had like maybe like 1 million views or something at the time. And I'm like, oh, you know about that? He's like, yeah, we did that deal. Or like something like that. Maybe it wasn't like they did the deal. They had some business with him though. And I'm like, oh, that makes sense why you knew me when I came here. Because you took note, this is the kid that produced that song. Because he was kind of like the lit dude in Jersey at the time.
That's the craziest thing though. Like you never really know who's watching, bro.
Ever.
And that's what I tell people all the time. Like, bro, just keep working because you never know who's watching.
Yeah.
Bro, you inspire people that don't talk about it. You inspire people that don't repost you. They're just watching and they're just inspired.
I appreciate that because that's the shit I do it for. Like all it took for me was seeing someone do it to be like, damn, you could do this shit. And it's like, now, I mean, I still have so much more work to do, but just being able to be a person that people can look at and be like, damn, it's possible. Is like probably one of the best feelings. But
That's dope. Okay. And now Fetty Wap's one of your like close friends.
yeah, free Fetty Wap. But yeah, I was in like both times he got locked up. I was in like 2 days before, but man, yeah, for sure. That was one of those people where, kind of like I told you, like the other guy, the first guy I ever produced for, was in the position to do what Fetty Wap did for me. But I honestly couldn't even, only that man could tell you why. I couldn't tell you why, but he just felt like he was too good for me or something. And I could have sat there and been like, oh, you dick, fuck you, I'm the GOAT, I made you, blah, blah. I was like, all right, whatever. Back to the drawing board, and Fetty Wap just happened to be the one to like give me that chance that no one else would give me.
Because when you came into the studio prior to us recording, I was wondering, I was like, bro, how does this man network?
How does he end up here and there, and how does he get on that? Yeah.
Listen, this guy was with French from Montana like last week.
Like 2 days ago.
2 days ago.
Kodak, French, Bobby Shmurda.
French, Bobby Shmurda. In my mind, I'm a master networker. I'm not gonna lie to you, bro.
Yes,
like
that's why I fuck with. That's why I'm
I do
right
this,
now.
but I ain't chilling with rappers though. I'm chilling with millionaires. I ain't chilling with rappers. I don't know if the rappers. Well, they're deaf millionaires. They're deaf millionaires.
Bust down Richie on.
But okay, so you answered the question. Okay, so because I've been in the room, right? A couple months ago, I was in the room with Ty Dolla $ign. I was in the room with Kyle, Super Duper Kyle,
Yep.
and bro, it's crazy because when you're in that environment. Everybody, like I was in Big Night Live, and I was in the green room with them playing pool, bro. Like
pool in the arcade machine.
Bro, playing pool in the arcade, bro. And I'll say the small story. So we went to go see Kyle perform. We came back into the green room, bro. Ty Dolla $ign is there playing pool. So like that taught me a big lesson in regards to like, okay, like when you're in the room, be in the room, right? Be present.
You can't be the fly in the wall.
Yeah.
You'll never end up back in that room.
Exactly. I brought my Polaroid, and that's what set me apart.
Yep.
So when people are like, oh, if they see my face, they're like, oh, it's the dude with the Polaroid.
Yeah.
That's what, and I had a hat on. So like, there's little things that I do when I go to certain places to set myself apart from everybody else. How do you maneuver in rooms where you're with A-list celebrities. Like how do you act? What are you doing? What are you doing to leave a mark on said people, right? Because they're around so many people. They have an entourage, and you could just be another one. Oh, that's this. He's part of this person's entourage. What are you doing to set yourself apart from the rest?
This is a thing that luckily came naturally to me. It wasn't one. I've never really had like a bad studio experience, to be honest. And again, it's another thing Nilo taught me. But bro, just be yourself. Like for me, the people I listen to them because they're real. Like I like No Cap, Polo G, Lil Durk. Like they're all people that at the end of the day, their message they're sending is like, be real. Like keep it on it. Like if you did that, stand on that. If you didn't do that, stand on that. So it's like that's what I listen to anyways. That's already kind of like in my head. But it's more like, yeah, I'm not a hoodlum at all. Like. You know what I'm saying? Do I need to say it?
Nah, you don't need to say it.
You know what I'm saying? I'm not trying to look like, I'm not wearing a fucking chain. I'm not like, you know what I'm saying? Like doing whatever, like fucking sipping lean to like be accepted because I'm like itching to like be one of you. No, I love this music. Like you're looking at me like every time I go anywhere, it's like, who the fuck is the white kid? But then it's like you talk and you're like, oh, he just fucks with what we're doing. I can't have any choice but to respect that.
Exactly.
Where you from? Boston? Damn, you drove 5 hours to come out here? Yeah. I fuck with you heavy. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I've been rocking with you since blank, 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 and it's just like it always starts with you get the looks, it's like, who's this white kid? And then it's like, yo, I'm Frank, nice to meet you, blah, blah, blah. I heard you through here, like, I just keep it 100. If I fuck with you, I'm gonna let you know right there. Let them know. Usually it's either a show or a studio when I'm there. And I genuinely don't try to do anything other than make them feel comfortable, give them what they need. If they're from out of town, bring them the little fucking weed. Like, I don't want to smoke for the sesh, but I know you're trying to smoke and you're out of town. So I'll go spend $100 and get some good gas, give it to them, just set the tone like, oh, bro, really looking out for me right now.
Okay. So from what I'm gathering from what you're saying, you stay authentic. You're not really doing anything in particular to stand out. You're just being yourself.
Yeah, more like nothing changes when I'm in the studio, period. That is my energy in the studio. When a regular small person that I ran into in the parking lot walks in, I got the same energy as when the biggest rapper I've ever been with walks in there. Because I've noticed they read that shit the same way we look at a rapper. So it's like if they look at me like,
you a fanboy.
Oh, this white kid's trying to be something shit he's
not.
not. Yeah. Because that's what they're looking at me like, damn, this fucking white kid's trying to hang around a bunch of hood dudes. You know what I'm saying? Like, that just like fake ass, like.
Yeah.
I don't know. You get what I'm saying with that?
No, of course, bro.
I don't. It's more like I just do what I do, and it's like I just happen to like click, I guess.
Yeah, and they do say like your vibe attracts your tribe, bro. Like I only chill with people that are like on a certain wavelength. Before I used to chill with individuals who I just grew up with. I grew up with this person. I'm gonna chill with them.
I just know him.
Yeah, I know him, so let's chill. But now it's like, bro, how can we feed each other, right?
Yeah.
It's not necessarily about what can I gain from you. It's like, what can we gain from each other? Like, where's the value exchange? That's how I look at it. Yeah. So I look at you, right? Like, I look at what you're doing. I look at, like, your platform, your portfolio, just everything you're doing. I'm like, bro, we can help each other in ways that we don't even understand. I get DM'd all the time about, yo, let me get, bro,
For
no.
Because Bastien have emotion right now, like.
But no, I don't want it, bro. If I wanted you to be on, you would have been on. You know what I'm saying?
Course,
like,
but
I'm vetting these people the same way you vet the people you work with. I vet the people I work with because you want it to have value. Once you let everybody on your platform, that's when you lose your value.
It's not cool to be on the platform if everyone's on it.
Exactly. Like, where's the exclusivity, bro? There is none. So you've been around all these, in what I consider A-list celebrity rappers. Who have you produced for? Right, like give us a list.
Yeah. So
of individuals.
There's two lists. There's like the list of people I produce for, because there's like in the producer community, there's like two categories. There's like you produce for the song, it's out, it's run up numbers, and then there's the other category of like have songs these people they didn't come out. In the producer community, we don't necessarily count the didn't come out, but that list is much longer. But my personal favorites is obviously No Cap, the Hood Doctor. That was my first one that I really did that I was like proud of, the rapper that like I really wanted to do a song with. Not just like, was a person I could get a song with, like that means the most to me because that's definitely my most meaningful, I guess I would say. And then obviously the Polo G Last Man Standing, that one was crazy because it's crazy because the beat was titled Chicago and I made it thinking of Polo G. Ended up being in a whole documentary about Chicago. Polo G's on that soundtrack. I produced that one.
That's crazy.
Jay-Z's on that. Fucking every.
Jay-Z's on that.
Yeah, if you it's honestly it's probably almost gold by now. I don't even know what I just try not to look at that shit.
You get royalties on that?
Oh, for sure, all of them. yeah.
I gotta have that.
Busting on that. I'll be honest. The Polo G definitely paid the most. For sure. Definitely. The Polo G definitely did its work, but I feel like the Polo G one did the most in the sense of like busting name-wise, like number-wise, just like look-wise bust the most. But career-wise, definitely the Fetty Wap shit. Me and him probably got like at least like 60 plus.
Wow.
Out right now though, like 12. So out of the last 2 albums he dropped, I did half of them. We're doing another one right now. He's locked up, so free WAP, but we're putting together another one right now, so that'll be 3, but I don't even know the names of all those shits. There's 12 on there, and then I also got producers signed to me, or not me, but the collective. So my boy Foreign just went platinum with Lil Durk. He did Motivation for Lil Durk. That went #1 and platinum. Also did shit like Bobby Shmurda, Smoovel, K Flock's definitely a bigger one. K Flock, Fabio Foreign, Famous Dex, Sean Kingston, Coil Ray, Lil Duke, Casanova, Richie Rose.
Right. In regards to your mindset, right? You went through the trials and tribulations. You went through all the freaking hardships. Now you're in a position where you have A-list rappers. I'd consider them A-list because Kodak, French.
There's still higher tiers of reach, but yeah.
Yeah, you're in the position where you're in the bubble, bro. You're in the mix. Your name is floating around. What's stopping you from being that complacent producer, right? To the point where, like, there's a lot of individuals where they get to a certain level, and I've seen it in all realms of life. It's not just producing, bro. I've seen it with rappers, with basketball players. Like, there's basketball players that go to the NBA, bro. And once they get there, they stop training as hard as they were before because they got to the level where they believe they peaked out. What is stopping you from being that complacent producer?
I feel like it all comes down to, like, I set a goal, right? And it's like, I feel like I am capable of this. For me, when it first was like, if I get a song, Rich the Kid, I made it. To me, at that point when I set that goal, I'm here, that goal is here. There's so much growth in there. For me to hit that goal, I gotta do a lot. But the thing is, when you hit that goal and you look back, you're like, damn, like, I really have so much more to do. Like, that was pretty much what it is for me. I'm like, I'll say I've never had $1,000, right? And when I got that first email that was like, yo, we're gonna give you $1,000 to this beat, I was like, damn, I've never had $1,000 before. And the crazy thing is, by the time I went to reply to that email, they sent me another one for $5,000. The same beat.
$5,000.
First beat I ever sold. Not ever sold, because I've sold, like, you know what I'm saying, whatever, some kid cash at me or give me $20 or something, but, like, that's the first beat I sold, like, contract, like, yeah. So it was more like I couldn't even fathom having $1,000, period. I don't care how I got it. And then to get that for a beat is like, damn. And then they switch it to 5, and I'm like, I never even had 1,000. I don't know what the hell to do with 5. I could do, as far as I'm concerned, I could do whatever I want in the world with 5 bands. Like, bro, I could travel. Like, I could buy a car. I could buy a computer. I could buy an Xbox. When you don't have that opportunity, that is so much. But when you get that 5, and then you get another contract for 5, you already got the Xbox, you already got the car.
It's like, what are we doing next?
You've been traveled and you still got bread left over and you're like, I gotta change my goals. It's more that loop of like, I get it and I'm like, I want more, I want more, I want more, I want more. I was like, man, when I save up 10,000, I'm gonna upgrade everything. And then you hit 10, you're like, this ain't enough money to upgrade because I need money left over. And you save up 20 and you're like, oh, fuck, 20's good, and I can spend 10 and have 10, but I'd rather have 20 than you save up 30, and you're like, I'd like to have 20, but if I'm gonna keep 20, I should probably spend 20. You know what I'm saying? And I just like, I keep, like, it sounds good, and then I get there and I'm like, this is everything I wanted. I just feel like I could do more.
What's next?
Yeah, it's more, I just don't get the closure.
So that bleeds into my next question then. It's good you say that you're talking about money, because a lot of people are thinking, like, how much do producers really make? I know producers are more like, it's more like on a commission basis.
It's all on you.
It's all on you.
you.
But a producer like yourself, right? And you don't have to obviously like release how much money you make, because that wouldn't be smart. But a producer like yourself who's around the bubble, who's in the mix, who has already like...
I hear numbers. Like, I know what people are...
Who has reputable artists on their beat already. Like, you know what you're going to charge them already prior? Or like...
One, I don't... This goes into the management thing. When I get a contract, I don't send a single message at all. My mouth doesn't open. No one knows what my voice sounds like. You know what my lawyers sound like? And you know what my managers sound like. They're going to handle that with you. I'm going to make the beat. When the beat is made and that song is done and it's time to come out, they're that wall.
But how do you know you're not getting played though?
In the sense of...
Like, say they send you a contract for $5,000, right? And say they really paid your manager, and say they really paid $10,000 and they broke off 2.5. How do you cover your ass?
And making sure I get it?
How do you cover your ass and making sure like you're getting what you're owed?
Etc.
Yeah, getting paid what you're owed.
That goes hand in hand with the manager shit. So for me, what it was is the level that my lawyer works at, that should not even be my lawyer. So it's more like I am a minnow and this motherfucker is fishing for sharks. You know what I'm saying? So it's more like, it comes down to picking your team. And I knew when I picked my team, like, it was a duty of prove that you can hang. Not like, yo, like, you're doing what we're doing, you're already bringing in money and I want some of it. It was like, you're not bringing in shit, but like the way you're moving, I know you're gonna bring shit in. So it's like when the money started coming in, like we had already gotten so deep in like our business, etc. Like I'm sending people to their studio and they're sending people to me to buy shit that they're not even taking a % off of. So it's more like we had already dealt with money before where it was like...
You had rapport, that's what you're saying.
Yeah, in different fields, and it was more like he's done everything to like... Dude, like, times where it was like, they're like, yo, we got this guy coming to the studio, you should pull up. And I'm like, I don't have no money to pull up. And they're like, I'm going to send you the money. How much gas you need? A tank there, a tank back. I'm going to send you 150, pull up, bang out the song. Like, I'll pay for it. Just pull up. And I would. So it was like when, like, it came time to, like, pay for the contract. I'm like, this dude paid for me to go do a trip that benefits him nothing at all. Why am I tripping? And then the %, that comes in with, this guy's working on, like, my manager got diamond plaques. Like, he sued Steven Victor for half of Panda by Designer. That is a diamond record. 10 million sales. And he took half of that after the song had come out. He's dealing with so much money. He has no reason to even touch mine. And if he did, I know what's going on. I'm looking at the shit. I'm calling him like, yo, they said we're getting this for royalties, this for pub. They want to take blank, like whatever. Like there's standard numbers. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like a regular producer split, there is a standard, right? So you have to get that with the lawyer. It's a matter of...
No, I was just making sure. I just didn't want you to be in a position where, and it's, even though we're talking. Yeah, to get punked. Because I'm like, you're like, oh, I don't see nothing. I was like, bro, I don't know about that.
No, it's not that I don't see nothing. I don't say anything. Because one thing, this is a gem for anybody jumping into the industry. The second everybody in the industry knows this. So this is kind of like, that's the sign that like, oh, you're getting licked. So like, the second you send a message in that email, everybody knows you're not supposed to, like, they're going to send that email to me. If I answer that email and they get a response from like, Frank got the pack, they're like, oh, this motherfucker got no representation at all. Shit, the best I can do is $400, my boy. But if your response is from a lawyer that's getting 20 bands a beat and you're offering him 1,500 and he comes back, just give me 5, give me 4. I've never seen it go back and forth beyond, it just, yeah. Okay. Does he charge? because they already know what he's doing. So that's where it really becomes important to pick your team. Because I dealt with a lawyer that had already been in the field. There's only so many CEOs. It's like you count them on one hand. So it's like you got to make sure you pick someone that these people respect. You know? And then they're your respect. They respect that lawyer, so you auto get his respect.
Exactly.
But if I speak up, oh, he doesn't know how shit works. He doesn't know he's not supposed to speak up. Now he's getting...
I'm going to play him.
Yeah.
It's understandable. Okay. All right. And when it's all said and done, bro, like when you look at your life, you're looking into the future. Imagine this, bro. You made it, right? Frank Got the Pack made it. Who are you? What are you doing? And what imprint do you want to leave in the world?
I was talking to someone about this like yesterday. For me, what mine made it is bro, I want to have one of those records that forever lives on. Like I want to, and I don't know who it's going to be with, what song it is, but like that's my mission. And I'm not going to lie, once I do that, it'll probably change again. But for me, I want to have that record that like you can play. I might have made it when I'm 20, but when I'm 50 and I'm like at my like kids like birthday, that song comes on and like it can still be like lit. It's not like, oh damn, he's playing that same washed up song. I want to be that song that you can play in 30 years and be like, damn, I love this song. Like this shit is a classic. Like I want to leave a mark musically. Like the money and shit comes with that, but it's like that's really what I want to do. I want to have the plaques. I want to have the Billboard #1s. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like we know Drake can make a good song. Why is he still making music, bro? Drake's trying to be the GOAT, and he's already there.
He's been #1 for like 10 years, bro.
I couldn't even tell you why that man's still going, but
It's the same reason Tom Brady's still going, right? He's won how many rings? He's proven himself how many times? When you got that
drive, bro. It's like
the drive, when you got that itch, bro, like you're not gonna stop, bro. And it's gonna be very hard to stop. And to be honest, bro, I feel like a lot of individuals who are in that position, if they stop, it fucks with their confidence. Like they might, like a lot of people tie their identity to what they're great at. And when they stop, they're like, fuck, what's next? I feel like that's where a lot of people are, especially when you get to an older age, you get a little more insecure, you're older. You're like, fuck, I'm 40, but am I really 40? I'm gonna bust this 20-year-old's ass right now. Boom, let me get another season then. Fuck it. You know what I'm saying? That's why Jordan went for so long, bro, when he was on when he went to the Wizards. Everybody went, bro. That's why Kobe, everybody goes as long as, that's why LeBron's still doing it, bro. He's 20 years in already. And he's still busting ass. So
he's caked up. He does not need to be doing it.
Bro, he's a billionaire. That's it. Lifetime Nike deal, he's done. But it's the drive, it's the hunger, it's the hustle, bro. Like once you attain that amount of once you attain that mentality, you can't turn it off.
Yeah.
Like Kobe says, or like Kobe does. You know Kobe's trainer, what's his name? Tim Grover.
Yep.
You know Tim Grover.
Nope.
You gotta know Tim Grover, bro. But
wait, what is his like? That he's just like? Is he like?
He was Kobe's trainer. He was Michael Jordan's trainer. He was Dwayne Wade's trainer. And he talks about the hustle and their mindset. And he said that when he was training them, he wasn't just training them physically like most trainers do. He was training them mentally, right? He was getting them mentally tough. And he was saying like there were certain individuals that wouldn't take his training if he didn't come with that mental aspect, right? There's certain people that like when they're like in sports, right, they're looking for somebody that knows the body. But people like Michael Jordan, Kobe, and Dwayne Wade, they were looking for somebody who not only knows the body, but also knows the mind, also knows the drive, also knows the mindset. So, yeah.
I just want to double back off that, because it's like that's the one thing a lot of people don't acknowledge, or I would honestly even say brush off, is the mental thing. Like in those scenarios where it's like even the one I was in where it was like the guy was like, fuck you, I made it. You ain't shit. Like I'm not putting you on for nothing. If I was to say fuck you, right? Imagine I said fuck you. I ended up in the room with his lawyer, who is now my lawyer. Imagine I said fuck you, and then I go in to meet this lawyer that forever, and manager, that forever changed my life. But instead of being the kid that made that record and just stayed down and just like kept climbing through the mud, I was looked at as the kid that said fuck you and is like an emotional little bitch. Like no one wants to do work with that.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? That was literally, he told me like that was it. It's the way you move. Like, you know what I'm saying? You're not concerned about that shit. You're not trying to be like some big tough guy. Like you want to make a good song. Oh, you want to get into all this drama shit? Bro, I'm good. Like if you got a problem, like I don't want no problems at all. So it's like, that's why the men's thing, a lot of people can't handle someone saying shit like that to them. They feel the need to kind of, oh, I'm not a bitch, you're a bitch. Oh, when I see you.
And you're completely right, bro. Like, you never know where that's gonna come back at you, bro. And like I said earlier, everything rooted in emotion is always bad, bro. Like, whether it's a breakup, whether it's a termination, whether it's anything in life, bro. The reason why it ended up bad is because you acted out of emotion and you evaded the logic. So that makes perfect sense.